Good morning, this is Katie Breth with Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report. In 2015, Dan Lai, Stearns County dairy farmer, started working on a sustainable egg demonstration grant funded through the Minnesota Department of Agriculture. The project title is Evaluation of Winter Annual Small Grain Cover Crops for Forage Production. The goals are to determine if harvesting winter annuals for silage is practical and if it will adequately offset the cost of planting these cover crops and not wind up with a net loss of feed and quality at the end of the season. Second goal, compare the performance of various species of winter annual small grains in both yield and forage value. Dan wants to find out which cover crop scenario best fits into the growing season and weather parameters that we have been dealing with and how to best adapt to these challenges with management. The third goal is to investigate the impact of planting and harvesting winter annual small grains for silage on soil health in a no-till system. A little history about Dan and his operation. Dan and his wife Crystal run a dairy farm on 321 acres about 4 miles west of Richmond in Stearns County. Dan grew up on the farm and took over the operation from his dad in 2006. It is a designated century farm. They currently have approximately 50 dairy cows with about 16 replacements and 33 young stock and calves. They grow corn, small grains, alfalfa, and soybeans. They used no-till on all acres and planted cover crops on all acres in 2014. Their cover crops include cereal rye, annual rye, legumes, and brassicas. They began using cover crops in their rotation in 2008. Last year, Dan and Crystal Lai were named Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District Outstanding Conservationists. The Stearns County SWCD has worked closely with Dan and Crystal on this project since its beginning in 2015. Dan planted cereal rye, winter triticale, spelt, and winter wheat in strips on a 12-acre field in the fall of 2015 and 2016. He has been measuring silage yields and forage quality of the cover crops, as well as yield impacts on the following soybean crop. Greenwald Elevator has provided all cover crop seed for these test strips. Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District has assisted Dan with tracking changes in soil health in the small grain fields, and compare that to the adjacent check strip, which has no cover crops. We are also tracking physical soil changes including soil temperature, soil moisture, permeability, and compaction. Ag Resource Consulting Incorporation of Albany assisted Dan with standard series of soil tests, along with the new Haney soil health tool. Each test was run on each individual strip. Now that one solid year of forage results are in and assessed, Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District is partnering with Dan to host a 2017 cover crop field day. The date is Tuesday, May 16th, from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Dan and Crystal Lai's farm near Richmond, Minnesota. The boss man himself, Dan Lai, will kick things off with Stearns County SWCD soil scientist Brad Wenz at 11 a.m., giving a brief history of the project, as well as providing a summary of the data, including economic value of the winter small grain silage. We will be taking time to examine the 4 cover crop plots. We have a soil pit to explore, and Jane Schofer with Ag Resource Consulting will talk about the standard soil test and Haney test results that were collected from the trial plots. Also, Dan Martins with the University of Minnesota Extension Service will lead discussion on the cost of effectiveness of cover crops and further discuss the forage values from the plots in 2015. There is no cost to attend this event, and a light luncheon with refreshments will be provided. Again, please join us Tuesday, May 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine, at Dan and Krista Lai's farm to learn more about Dan Lai's Sustainable Ag Demonstration Grant and Project. For more information or directions to Dan and Krista Lai's farm, please visit the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District's website at www.stearnscountyswcd.net or give us a call at 320-251-7800 extensions 3. This has been Katie Breth with Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report. Thank you and have a great day.